Hi, and welcome to YOPO Drums. For this lesson, we're going to be teaching you on how to correctly hit a cymbal. There's probably about, honestly, 50 different ways to really hit a cymbal depending on what cymbal you're using. If you're using orchestral crash cymbals, or a hi-hat, or a ride cymbal, there's many different ways. But today we're going to work on the crash cymbal and the ride cymbal. As you can see, my cymbal here is correctly placed. It's at a low angle, probably about 8%. And I like to hit my cymbal with the tip of my stick on the tip of the cymbal. If that makes sense, then that's probably what I do. That's about the only thing that I really do when I hit my cymbal. I used to hit my cymbals like a lot of famous musicians do. They hit it straight on. And the problem with that is it doesn't sound, in my opinion, for crash cymbal, it doesn't sound 100% of the best. I think the best is when you hit it with the side of the tip. Like in a lot of orchestrals, you have in a lot of orchestras you have those yarn sticks. They're really thin sticks. They're like as thin as toothpicks, and they have yarn on it, and you just roll on the edge. At the end, you hit like slightly at the end. I think that makes the best sound. Now for rides, it's a different story. For bigger cymbals, I think the more you hit it on the edge, it sounds better, the bigger the cymbal. That's kind of my opinion. So I have a ride cymbal here. Here's my ride cymbal. It's a 20-inch. And I like to hit my cymbal I like high notes, so I like to keep it, let me show you a real stick. So these are two different sizes. This is about right here where the end starts to get smaller. So I like to keep it right around here. So as you can see here with this stick, this is about where the stick starts to get smaller, right about there. So I like to keep my stick about there, and I like to hit it right here, just at this angle. So like right like this, just like this angle, just hit it. Remember, you always want to keep it at a little angle, about 45 degrees. As you can see, that made it sound a little bit different. This is just my opinion, but I'm opening up different types of forms for you to experiment with. Now, for hitting the bell, I like to keep it, like I said, I like to have it a little bit different. I like to have it at a higher pitch. So I try to keep it very close, but also very, very distant. And I like to do kind of rushes. So here's a demonstration. Now for the last thing I can give you, really for tips, really that work on bigger cymbals, on smaller cymbals, it's more difficult. And there's really one sound because the cymbal's so small, things like that. There's not really much else you can do with it, but you can play around with them. Like I do a lot of techniques on my cymbals. Like here, I'll show you. There aren't really names for them, but you I just mess around with them. And of course, the louder you get, also is the different the sound. And here's the average cymbal hit, I guess. And as you can see, when you hit it differently, it makes a different tone, and it expresses itself a completely different way. Now here's the loudest peak for it. If you see how that one was different, well, and that's basically it. Hope this helps, and thank you for watching. Take care.